Hello, my name is Alex Wu.
Inaya Obioha.
My name is Josie Johnson. I'm 17 years old and I live in Rhode Island.
My name is Ayan Moladina.
My name is Amaya.
My name is Annika Dougal, and I am from New Jersey.
I'm Yunji Hu from New Jersey.
I live in Maine, and I am 17 years old.
I currently live in Maryland, and I'm currently 18 years old.
I am 15 years old and I live in Austin, Texas.
I'm 18 years old. I'm from New York.
This past year, I was a member of Generation Citizens Youth Voice Fellows Program.
And I'm a Generation Citizen alumni.
I have worked with Generation Citizen through my role on the National Youth Advisory Board for Vote 16 USA, which is a grassroots campaign to lower the voting age to 16.
This is my first time voting, and I'm really excited to make my voice heard. I've been looking forward to supporting officials who reflect my beliefs and viewpoints for a long time now. That's one of the reasons why I started Vote 16 New Jersey a few years ago. I've been keeping myself well informed on both local and national and global issues. I love keeping up with current events and reading what's going on. I feel like it helps broaden my perspectives over what's going on in the world and also keep me informed on what issues are facing our country and my community.
An issue currently impacting my community and young people nationwide that concerns me very greatly is the mental health and suicide crisis. Suicide is the second leading cause of death for my age group, and mental health struggles are on the rise for my generation.
A local issue that concerns me the most is littering. It just takes away the beauty of my neighborhood. And I do believe that voting is the best way to combat littering, because then I could research elected officials who care about preserving and upkeeping my area instead of just trying to gentrify it.
The local and state issue that concerns me the most is the proliferation of non-consensual deepfake imagery. The use of artificial intelligence to generate explicit imagery that targets people's reputation with the intention of degrading and often silencing them as they speak out. This use of technology is incredibly inappropriate and is deeply harmful to the victims of such attacks because it leaves lasting psychological damage with the added frustration of being incredibly difficult to hold the perpetrators accountable. And one solution to this would be on the legislative level to create legislation that would create a pathway for the victims of non-consensual explicit AI imagery. So for example, enabling victims to bring a civil action against the perpetrators would be incredibly helpful in bringing perpetrators to justice and ensuring that the victims of these attacks do not go unheard and are able to see justice and a validation of the experiences that they have gone through.
Currently, our tribal nations do not have the right to self-determination or tribal sovereignty. Maine is behind all 49 other states in terms of federal recognition and also the benefits that tribal nations receive. If we can elect a new governor into office that allows the indigenous peoples to maintain their rights and to allow bills to pass without a veto that have bipartisan support in the House and Senate of Maine, then we can push for indigenous rights across the state.
The most local and state issue that most concern to me is most likely voting rights and making sure that voting rights are protected during an era when some states are really passing strict voting laws in an attempt to suppress other people's votes.
A local issue that concerns me the most is education funding in my town. Because of a lack of funding, my town struggles to heat our buildings in the winter and keep them cool in the summer. Additionally, we struggle to do the necessary upkeep for our buildings' septic systems, and we've been forced to cut teachers and raise class sizes in our schools.
An important issue that is currently impacting New Jersey and my town is student mental health. Student mental health issues have been on the rise in recent years nationwide, but it's become a major issue that impacts me and many of the people that I know and many of my friends, impacting student safety and our ability to learn effectively in school. I feel like school administrators sometimes implement a lot of policies that are not necessarily effective in combating student mental health issues. And I would really hope that school administrators listen more to youth and gaining feedback on what things are working and what policies aren't necessarily working as well.
By voting, I can improve this issue by making sure that my town council and school board are filled with members who are willing to make the necessary investments to improve our education system.
By voting, we have the power to ensure that there are people in power who understand that putting government funds forward for things like school-based mental health services are not a waste of resources and have the power to save lives.
One recommendation I have for new voters is to do your research on the candidates you're voting for. Look at their policy stances, if they have any in the past. Make sure you know their past professions, if they would be suited for a public office. And also make sure that you don't stop your engagement at the ballot box. There's a lot of things you can do to engage with government that isn't just about voting, especially if you're not a citizen and you can't vote, or you're not of age yet to vote, like I am.
This is my first time voting. I'm really excited. I actually just sent in the order for a mail-in ballot because I'll be in college across the country during the election season. A message that I have for people who are thinking of not voting this season is that it's very unlikely that you'll ever find a candidate who 100% has the same beliefs as you, unless you are running for office yourself. Therefore, the best way to make sure that your voice is heard is to pick the issues that are most important to you by making sure that you and people who share your opinions vote more often. It's more likely that there will be candidates running for office with your opinions.
To those young people who are eligible to vote and who are thinking of not doing so, I would say that you honestly have no other option. You must vote to save our democracy from extremism, to protect our Earth from climate change, to ensure safe learning environments for all students, to ensure comprehensive action on mental health and suicide prevention, to ensure freedom and compassion, not just in our country, but also the entire world. All the Americans like me who are not eligible to vote need you to cast your ballot and give us a voice. You are our voice, and I urge you to protect our future because you have the power.
I just want to say, don't let the voter number, don't let it mess with your head. Just because you might see 1 million or maybe even more doesn't mean that your one vote doesn't count, because it does count.
Vote like your rights depend on it, because frankly, they do.